Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our weekly Oneg Shabbat. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone's had a nice week as we continue our Oneg Shabbat series on Friday morning at 10:30 in the morning. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Ashoreis, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Ashoreis, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. B'achem l'shalom, Malachei Asholom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. B'achem l'shalom, Malachei Asholom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu l'shalom, Malachei Asholom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu l'shalom, Malachei Asholom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu l'shalom, Malachei Asholom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu l'shalom, Malachei Asholom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Says Gam l'shalom, Malachei Asholom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Says Gam l'shalom, Malachei Asholom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yesterday we celebrated the new month, the month of Shvat. Rosh Chodesh Shvat, the first of Shvat. Today is the second of Shvat. Now, the month of Shvat is known primarily as the month of the new fruits. Tu B'Shvat, the 15th of Shvat, is a holiday we celebrate all of the new fruits in the year. And a question arises, why we have a holiday just celebrating fruits? I mean, fruits are very nice, we enjoy fruits, it's certainly part of God's creation, but why do we specifically have a holiday revolving around the celebration of fruits? Some people even have a Tu B'Shvat party. They all eat different types of fruits and different types of vegetables, primarily fruits that grow in the land of Israel, pomegranates, dates, figs, grapes, wine, olives. Why such a big deal about fruits? So one of the lessons which is given by commentators is the following. Sometimes in life, we need to look around for a little bit of inspiration. We don't feel the inspiration on our own. We don't feel on our own that anything necessarily is going positive, and we can feel down about ourselves. So there's a very, very easy way to change that attitude and to start feeling better about yourself and start feeling better about everything around you. All you have to do is go outside and look at the trees outside. Because the trees themselves go through up and down. In the summer, trees are beautiful, trees are blooming, and then the fall comes and the leaves start falling, and then the winter comes and everything sort of dies out, and all the trees and all the fruit trees and all are barren. There's no fruits on them, there's no leaves on them. It's cold, it's dark, and it's depressing. The nature itself is in a depressed state. But what happens every year on its own? Not this year is a little bit earlier, but soon enough it will be. The beginning of the new trees start to develop. And the new trees start to develop slowly around this time of year, time of Shvat. Slowly they start to develop. And then we think about, although there's no grapes on the trees now, but the process is beginning. And this process that begins will produce beautiful, delicious fruits. And that's part of God's plan. There's ups and there's downs, but whenever there's a down, afterwards there'll always be an up. So we look to the trees around us, we look to the fruit around us and say, it's cold, it's the winter, but we know these trees are going to produce fruit again. And the same way these trees will produce fruit again, so too in our lives, with many fruitful and meaningful days ahead of our lives as well. Chadodi lekras kala pnei Shabbos nekabela lechadodi lekras kala pnei Shabbos nekabela shamar v'zachar b'dibur echad heshmiyanu kelam yuchar Hashem echad u'shma echad Shemos v'eretz v'lesila lechadodi lekras kala Nei Shabbos nekabela likra Shabbos lo v'nelcha ki hi mekor haverocha meirosh mikerem nesucha sov ma'aseh b'machshavat chila lecha dodi likras kala pnei Shabbos nekabela mikdash melech ir melucha kumiti mitoicha havecha Rav lo shavet b'yemek ha'bacha v'yachamol alayechem la chadodi likras kala pnei Shabbos nekabela yamin u'smol tehifrotzi yes Hashem tariti al yad ben yishai beis halach mikarva el nafshi giyala Chadodi likras kala b'nei Shabbos nekabela V'ovi b'shalom adares bala gam berina u'v'sahala Tochem unei am segula V'ovi kala lechadodi Kras kala b'nei Shabbos nekabela. In this week's Torah portion, we finally get to the wonderful, exciting plagues, the 10 plagues that Hashem, God, brings down to the Egyptians. And the plagues are the following. First, Hashem smites them with the mark of the plague of dam, blood. All the water in Egypt turns to blood. And the reason for this, the commentators state, is because the Egyptians themselves harmed and killed many Jewish people with the blood. So God acted in a revenge that was called midah keneged midah, an act for an act. If you're going to use blood for the negative, I'm going to punish you with the same blood as well. Second of the plague of frogs, was very, very newsome, big newsome for the Egyptians. A lot of noise, a lot of sound. They couldn't sleep, they couldn't eat. Always being heard by the frogs around them, which again represents the cries of the Jewish people. And so on and so forth, all of the plagues, lice, wild animals, plague of animals, boils, and finally the hail, the fiery hail that came down, all represented different acts that the Egyptians did to the Jewish people. So God punished them in those same very acts. And the idea behind it is following, is that sometimes in life you could say, bad things are happening and whatever reason, and maybe I deserve this, maybe I don't deserve this. But it's very different knowing that a bad thing is happening as a chance, happen chance, versus a bad thing happening when you could truly see the hand of God in its place, trying to teach you the right thing to do, trying to get you on the right path. And that's one of the lessons we learned from the 10 plagues, that it wasn't just that God was punishing the Egyptians for the terrible oppression of the Jewish people. He's saying, I look very carefully at the way you act specifically towards them, and I want to give you a little of that yourself to show you exactly what it was. But it wasn't just for the Egyptians, for the Jewish people as well. When the Jewish people saw that the punishments to the Egyptians were exactly the way they were getting punished themselves, it gave them a greater faith in God and said, God was watching us the whole time. Although we had suffered in this situation we're in, but God was watching us the whole time. And we know that clearly by the way He's punishing the Egyptians. And this lesson is really more important than the lesson of the Egyptians being punished. They did something wrong, they need to be punished. But more so, we gain faith from this, that God is with us always, even during difficult times. As we are trying so hard to get to the end of this pandemic in the world around us, many residents got their second dose of the vaccine, many got their first dose of the vaccine. As we're slowly trying to get out of this pandemic, we always have to remember God is with us, God is always watching us, and He will help us get to the other side safely. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'Terem Kol Yetzir Nira V'yeis nasa v'chefsa kol Azai melech shemo nikra V'yacharei kechlos hakol Levahada yimloch nora V'haya v'hoveh v'yiyeh b'sifara V'hu echad v'yein sheni V'hamshilo lahach v'hiram v'li v'lisachles Elohol v'hamisra v'hu keili v'chai goali v'tzor chavli b'yeis nasa v'hu nisi umanos li minas kosi v'yom ekra v'yahada v'apkid ruchi v'yeis ishan v'yahira v'yem ruchi gev'yasi Adoshem li v'lo yirah. Everyone should have a happy and healthy Shabbat and a great weekend, and we'll see everybody next week.